This is exactly how I made $1,793 in just 24 hours selling my digital products using a platform most people are completely ignoring. So while everyone's fighting for scraps on Instagram and TikTok, desperately trying to sell their digital products, I discovered that Threads is where the real opportunities lie. 6 months ago, I felt completely overwhelmed posting on all social media platforms for all my digital product businesses. I was trying to increase the sales of a brand new faceless digital product I had just launched while managing my community, multiple businesses, amongst other things. Let me tell you, I was on overload and wanted to quit content creation entirely. But after discovering the power of Threads, combined with an AI shortcut that literally generates viral threads designed to sell digital products in seconds, something clicked. I wasn't just posting content that was getting 0 conversions. I was building a psychological marketing machine that turns strangers into digital product customers while I sleep. In the next 15 minutes, I will show you the exact system that's generating me consistent digital product sales on the fastest growing platform right now. Plus, I'm also going to share the exact AI hack that saves me hours of content creation every single week while perfectly positioning my digital products. So here's what everyone gets wrong about marketing digital products in 2025. So with Instagram, you're literally interrupting people who technically don't care about your Notion templates or your eBooks. You're competing also with experienced content creators in a saturated entertainment space. So people are there to watch reels, not to buy your $27 productivity guide. And TikTok, don't even get me started. You're fighting with dance videos or trending sounds for attention. But Threads is different. It's literally the biggest untapped opportunity for digital products creators on social media. So instead of chasing people down with aggressive sales speech, Threads attracts the right people who actually relate to your struggles and need your digital solution. So these are people actively looking for solutions for problems your digital products solve. Think about it. When someone's on Thread reading about productivity struggles and you share how you solved that exact problem with a system that you turned into a template, that's not interruption marketing, that's solution marketing. Plus, you can actually add direct links to Threads. So you can literally add your Gumroad, your Stan Store, or your Etsy digital products page directly into your thread. Someone reads your story about how you organize your entire business with one Notion template, they're interested, they click the link right there on Threads, and they buy. Yeah, really, it's that simple. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need video editing skills. You don't need to show your face if you don't want to. Just your story, your solution, and your digital product. But here's the thing that blows my mind. It's not about followers. Why? Because it's not about having a massive audience. It's about having the right audience who actually needs what you've created. So I personally was able to make $1,793 for specific digital products in my Etsy store using Threads as my main marketing strategy for my new digital product store. So not a single advertising dollar was spent, just strategic storytelling that positioned my digital product as a natural solution. And the best part is once you understand the system, you can sell any digital product, whether it's eBooks, spreadsheets, Canva design, Notion templates, Figma files, whatever you want. Now, here's where it gets really powerful for digital product creators specifically. So instead of spending hours trying to come up with viral content that somehow subtly mentions your digital products, you can use AI to literally generate viral threads that naturally position your product as a solution in seconds. You can also schedule your threads in advance and batch create your entire week's content for all your digital products in one sitting. Imagine creating Monday through Sunday's content in 30 minutes on a Sunday night, all perfectly crafted to showcase your digital products. So here's the exact ChatGPT prompt I use to help me create viral threads. Now, you'll need to customize this ChatGPT prompt with your specific product details. So essentially, this helps you create content that actually resonates with your audience. And here's the key. This prompt is essentially your starting point, right? You can tweak it week by week. You can also share with ChatGPT your best performing posts from previous week because it's gonna help you learn, optimize over time. So it's gonna help you create content that gets people wanting to buy and learn more. And boom, in just a few seconds, you have viral threads threads perfectly optimized for your target audience and designed to naturally sell your digital products. So it ends up being a story, a transformation, a solution, and not a sales pitch. And here's a pro tip I learned after analyzing thousands of viral threads. I always add attention-grabbing hooks based on research of other best-selling threads. So for instance, instead of starting with, here's my productivity system, boring, right? I say things like, crazy fact, I wasted 520 hours last year on this one mistake, or unhinged opinion, your to-do list is why you're not productive. So these are pattern interrupters that grab the attention of your customers or people who are reading your threads, because they're like, oh, this is different from everything else that is out there. And it's gonna grab their attention naturally because they're like, oh, I'm interested in learning more about this. Let me give you my exact content strategy that's generating me consistent digital product sales. So every morning I spend anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes simply looking at what's getting engagement, and specifically for my target buyers. So I search threads about the problem my digital product solves, competitors in my niche, or people selling either courses, templates, ebooks. I also look at pain points that my audience experiences or success stories related to my product category. Now, questions and controversy work incredibly well for digital products. So posts like, what's your biggest struggle with staying organized? Or show me your current workflow and I'll tell you what's wrong. Or hot take, you don't need another app, you need a better system. So this is what's gonna get people talking and engaging, and it's also gonna signal the algorithm to push your content further. So pay attention to what hooks get the most replies and what pain points generate the most comments. Now that you have what's resonating, you're gonna plug that information into AI. Essentially, you're gonna give that information so it helps you generate threads for your digital products. And you're gonna generate new threads every week using AI and the prompt I shared with you earlier. And this is gonna be your starting point. So keep a pulse on what's trending, but here's the key. You're not just gonna copy and paste what AI gives you, you're gonna add real experience. You're gonna add specific numbers, personal touches that only you can provide, and AI is gonna give you the structure. You need to add the authenticity, right? So AI is like your starting point, and then you're gonna leverage AI to perhaps clean up your copy, but you have to go back and do another pass in order to create those viral threads. And here's something most digital product creators don't know. So when you get a viral thread that leads to actual sales, feel free to repost it thread 3 times over the last few weeks, and it goes viral every single time. And each time it generates even more sales. Why does this work? Well, first, there's a new audience every time, and Threads is growing fast. So people who didn't see it last week, they see it now, for instance. Second, the algorithm loves proven content. So when content performed well before, the algorithm is more likely to push it again. Third, different times reach different people, right? So people might not see your threads the first time. Audiences are very different and they're gonna see it different times. Also, you can also change the hook slightly, but keep the core story, and also update new results or testimonials if you have them. So for example, the original thread says, I wasted 520 hours last year before creating the system. You can repost it and say, someone just told me that they saved 10 hours this week with the template I built. So it's the same core content, but a fresh angle, and it also is gonna help you lead to new sales. Now you're gonna post anywhere between 3 to 5 threads per day. Yeah, I know, it sounds like a lot, but here's the thing. You can schedule them in advance, either directly on Threads or using tools like Buffer or Hyperfury. Volume is very important on Threads because the algorithm rewards consistent posters. So the more you post, the more chances the algorithm has to test your content and find your audience. Batch create all of these threads on Sundays using AI, add your personal touches, schedule them, and you're done for the week. Now, here's another secret sauce that most folks completely ignore, and it's absolutely critical for your sales. So you're gonna find top accounts in your niche, people either selling similar digital products, people talking about the problems you solve, or influencers that your target audience follows, and engage meaningfully in their comments. Not just any engagement, right? Be strategic and add value. Don't just say, hey, great post, or love this, or so true. That's not gonna serve you. So instead, for example, say, oh, I also struggled with this for months, and here's what finally worked. Because essentially the algorithm sees that you're engaging with popular content, and it's gonna show your post to that audience. And most importantly, it's adding like genuine value and comments, and people are gonna click on your profile. They're gonna get to know you, perhaps follow you, and see that you're also helping others solve the exact same problem and eventually buy from you. I've made hundreds of dollars just from strategic comments that led people to my profile and buying my digital products. So I recommend you spend anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes per day finding 5 to 10 viral threads in your niche, and make sure to leave thoughtful comments that are at least anywhere between 2 to 3 sentences. And if somebody replies, continue the conversation, and naturally they'll go to your profile page and eventually buy from you. Now, let's talk about turning this into actual money with your digital products. So you're gonna use Threads as your funnel for your digital products. So here's how it works. Let's say you're a designer who created Canva templates for Instagram posts. You're gonna share your design journey, show before and after example of your post. You're gonna talk about how you went from spending 2 hours per post to just spending 10 minutes on your post. Then you eventually sell your template pack, right, within Threads. Or you're perhaps a business owner who built a spreadsheet that tracks all your finances in one place. You're gonna simply share how chaotic your money management used to be and how you were using perhaps like 5 different apps and how you created one simple system. Then you sell that spreadsheet. Someone sees your story on Threads, they relate to your struggle, they want to find that solution, and then eventually through you warming them up within your Threads and introducing them to your solution, they eventually buy, right? It's all seamless. But most importantly, it's much easier for you to crank out this type of content and being consistent because you're leveraging the power of AI versus trying to do this with Instagram or TikTok, which is way more competitive. And here's something that actually blows my mind in 2025 and beyond. It's never been easier to create a digital product. You can literally create an ebook in just one day. You can build a Notion template in a few hours. You can design Canva templates in an afternoon. The hard part isn't about creating the product anymore, it's how you position it. But more on that in another video. The other hard part is getting it in front of the right people, and that's exactly what this thread strategy does. Now, let me share with you some additional frameworks that you can actually combine with the ChatGPT prompt that I shared earlier to help you create other kinds of posts that actually convert and sell your digital products. So the first one is the Cliffhanger method. So this is exactly what Netflix does. Think about it. So every episode you see, it ends right when something dramatic is about to happen, and then it's forcing you to click to the next episode. So what starts as I'll just watch one episode turns into a full season marathon. So that's the power of cliffhangers. When you post, for instance, I was about to lose everything when I got a text that changed my business forever, people literally cannot scroll away without knowing what that text said. So you can spice up your threads by using this AI, create a thread using the cliffhanger method about how I almost gave up on my digital product business. And it generates something like, I was 30 seconds away from deleting everything when I saw a notification that changed everything. So you can add this to spice up some of the thread posts that the original prompt is providing you. So the before and after framework, this is how it works. So essentially it's like watching those makeover shows, right? You see the messy, chaotic before house, and then bam, you see the gorgeous after transformation. Your brain immediately wants to know how they did it. So when you show your transformation, something like 6 months ago, I was stressed, making 2K a month. Today, I'm calm, consistent, 20K months. People are hooked because they want this exact same transformation. Now we have the aha moment structure. So remember that feeling when you finally understood a math problem that confused you for weeks? That light bulb moment is highly addictive. So when you share, for instance, the moment I realized I've been doing marketing completely wrong was when, you're promising to give someone else that same satisfying aha feeling. So everyone wants to avoid making the same mistakes you made. Next is the vulnerable victory. So we're naturally drawn to authentic stories because perfect success, it just feels fake and completely unreachable, and it's not real. This works because it shows you're human and your success is actually achievable for others facing similar struggles. And here's an advanced ChatGPT prompt that you can also use for these frameworks on top of the one that I provided you. And really the key is adding these frameworks on top of the other content that you already created, adding your personal touch, editing it. So then you have different type of content that you can play with. And then you can essentially build your own little custom ChatGPT, if you will, to help you optimize as need be, like I mentioned earlier, by taking your most viral post, feeding it back to ChatGPT, letting it know, hey, this post went viral, help me create more of that using this framework, or however you want to position your thread messaging. All you need to do is to feed this knowledge to AI and give it these very simple prompts to draft your post using these methods I shared with you today. And that's it, you're done. This method isn't about gaming the algorithm or hoping for viral content. It's about building a real marketing system, and you can use this exact same strategy, by the way, for other text-based platforms like LinkedIn or X. Look, I've shown you the complete system, the buyer psychology, the strategy, the daily tactics, even the specific content framework. So you have everything you need to get started. 6 months ago, simply I was frustrated promoting my digital products. I was ready to quit content creation entirely. But today, I found a formula that works. So this faceless digital product, it makes money for me almost automatically. So while I focus on my other businesses. Just remember though, every personal brand that makes million, they follow this exact same pattern. They share stories, they build trust, they create community, and then they sell their products. And this is gonna happen for you naturally if you start leveraging Threads. The only difference is that now you can do this way faster on a platform that's hungry for authentic content. So if you want the complete breakdown of how I structure these storytelling funnels, the specific scripts that I use for moving people from Threads to customer, plus the exact templates that generated me over $1,500 in sales, that's exactly what I cover in my latest mini course, the Sales Boosting Traffic Formula. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section. I'll see you guys.